Hello, my fellow gaming tankers. We return to you with a review that is less a review and more an apology for all the things I've said about the British MBT line in the Cold War mode of World of Tanks console, because I never did them justice. But before we get into that, this being a wargaming game, so we must do the wargaming prayer. Dear Tank Jeebus, grant me the strength to accept the things I cannot change, for wargaming maketh the rules, and wargaming breaketh the rules. So, pretty much ever since the British MBT line came out, I have been very much well, I have degraded the tank line as a whole up until the Challenger one, pretty much since it came in. Turns out, I may have been a bit rash in that, and that I never actually upgraded any of the tanks when I was first grinding things, except for perhaps the Centurion 5.1 and the Challenger 2, because unfortunately at that time I was still under the impression that nothing else mattered but the top tank, and this led to me having a very poor experience. Well, the really poor experience started when during that introduction of the tank line, the update that came along with also included a bit of a nerf for veterans. We won't get into it, but yeah. Wargaming World of Tanks Modern Armor Division thought it was wise to give new players an advantage over veteran players and not tell anyone about it until they almost got called out by it. And they admitted it in one of their streams that, yeah, we're nerfing veterans. But I digress. Let's get on to a very short review because these are old tanks and a lot of people know them. This is more of an apology video. First things first, we have the Centurion 2. Obviously, it's the first tank in the line. Centurion 2. Like a lot of British tanks, it's got a good turret. The boom snout is, I believe it's a 20-pounder. It's alright. Low pen. That can be frustrating. The rounds can be a little slow, especially at distance. And aside from that, it's an acceptable starter tank, but it could do with more penetration, or it could not. It's one of those things of like the British tank line. You're going to hear this a lot, just like in the World War II mode. Once you get a decent gun for a boom snout for British tank, you gotta keep it singing, okay? You get hull down, and you keep the boom snout singing. Alright, on to the Centurion 5.1. The Centurion 5.1 is quite obviously really a top-tier tank, well, top-era tank in Era 1. And it's very comparable to the America's M48, which I love comparing the two because I can't figure out which one is better. The boom snout is now a 105mm, so it's very lovely to have in Era 1. You have turret armor that, from the front, when you're hull down, very workable. And because some of the lower caliber boom snouts in Era 1 do mean that your hull armor can bounce, you have an acceptable amount of speed. Again, like I said, this is probably one of my favorite tanks, only competing with the American's M48. I can't remember the rest of that alphabet numeric soup. And it's something you should definitely try out and compare with the M48 because you'll have a lot of fun. Again, get hull down, get the boom snout singing, you'll be fine. And one last thing, Hesh is so good, along with Hep. Again, Hesh, Hep, gotta compare it to the M48. And tell me in the comments below, what do you think of these two tanks? What do you feel is better, if there truly is a better one? Oh boy, here we are into the Centurion 9. Well, let's start with its strength. It has a 105mm boom snout. That one fully upgraded is good, and it has Hesh, which is good for taking out light tanks and lightly armored tank destroyers and the backsides of some mediums. You become an ammo rack. You have mediocre at best hull armor, and you kind of have enough speed to get to where you need to go. Yeah, this is where Era 2 sees the turn for the British MBT line. And that turn is here with the Conqueror. This tank reminds me a lot of the Churchill tanks in World War II mode. Slow, big, turret armor from the front, it's alright. And you have a 120 miller boom snout. That again, you really want to keep that singing, because you don't want to be kind of in a brawl with other tanks. It's the maneuverability of other tanks. A lot of mediums that are gonna get around you. Don't get tracked, and you're a big ammo rack. So yeah, the fun really kind of struggles now. And the fun struggles more with the Chieftain Mark V. But you look more modern. You have possible armor from the front. You have a good 120 millimeter boom snout that, you know, because you go so slow, you don't lose a lot of accuracy on them when you're not fully upgraded and kitted out for accuracy, I guess. Yeah, it's definitely keep the boom snout singing. And if you like how the Chieftain Mark V looks and the Chieftain things look, then yeah, it's all right. Just big and slow in Era 2. ATGMs will see you. Alright, now we're into the Chieftain Mark 11. Oh, wait. We're near our top speed right there. I'm joking. It's more like 50-55 kilometers at best in the Chieftain Mark 11. You're slow. You are big. You are slow. You will be begging your teammate to slow down and let you keep up. You will be really hoping that because you're so slow, you don't get separated so easily from your very highly maneuverable team, and ATGMs will seek you out. You gotta get upgraded fast. 120 milligrams out works, but you're big and slow. Yep, this is a very awkward tank to play in Era 3 with how fast it is. Be prepared. Oh, thank God it's the Challenger 1. Now, especially once you get fully upgraded, you feel like a proper MBT. There's something resembling armor on you, especially from the front. Your 120 millimeter snout is pretty dang good. You suddenly have more speed. Not awesome speed, but you feel like a proper MBT, and it's refreshing after Era 2 and the Chieftain Mark 11. Yeah, so now we're starting to feel like we can actually play Era 3. Oh, thank God, we're into the Big Daddy, the Chally 2 Challenger 2 to the rescue. You're Big Daddy for sure. You're a big tank. Your side, you really don't want to be showing that off too much, but hey, you've got accuracy. You got, oh yeah, you get hull down, you will love that from turret, especially the farther away they are. Yes, and it can actually eat up some ATGMs. Although, just be aware that sometimes I notice, especially when first grinding, before I threw on any sort of fire prevention equipment, gear, perks, or whatever. Yeah, this was the first thing I was like, I feel like I'm getting set on fire a lot. And that's kind of weird, because I'm not in a T-72. So, be forewarned. Aside from that, it's a proper MBT. Just big. Get hull down, and let that 120 millimeter rock. With that, I will bring this truncated review to an end. If you enjoyed this style of review, I probably won't be doing a lot of these because I don't intend to make this kind of mistake again going forward with World Tanks Modern Armor. But hey, like and subscribe, comment down below your thoughts. I hope to see you in the next one. Keep your tracks on the ground, and hope the RNG's in favor. Bye.